Unit 4, Lesson 1, Multiplying Integers. So today we'll learn how to multiply integers, we'll learn the rules, and then I'll prove the rules to you using the chips, so you'll have something visual. Okay, so we're going to move on with our lesson. So first I want to start with ways to show multiplication. So when you were in second or third grade, you learned about multiplication. And when you learned about multiplication, your teacher showed you the multiplication sign, which was the little x, okay? So you learned 2 times 3, okay? Then somewhere, probably around 5th or 6th grade, you were introduced to the little dot, which also means multiply, 2 times 3, okay? Now, in algebra, the parentheses is usually the way that you will see multiplication, okay? So anytime that you see a number right next to a set of parentheses, it means multiply if there's no sign in the middle. Now, if you were to see something like this, that is not multiplication. This is 2 plus 3. But notice the difference. 2 parentheses 3. This is the same as 2 times 3. All right, so again, if there's no sign between the number and the parentheses, it means multiply. Okay, and the same thing if there's 2 sets of parentheses. If there's no sign in the middle, it means multiply. Now, again, if you had something like this, notice there's a plus in the middle, so that would be addition, okay? Notice the difference, okay? This one has nothing in the middle, so that means multiply. And the reason we do this in algebra is because we don't want to have too many x's laying around, because eventually our x's are going to be variables, okay? So I put a heart next to the bottom too, because we're going to try to use the parentheses as much as possible to get you used to it, okay? But it's the exact same thing as the x and the dot. Okay, so let's move on and let's take a look at the rules, okay? Now the rules for multiplication, and actually they work for division too, okay, are so much simpler than addition and subtraction, okay? Because if it says multiply, you just multiply. If it says divide, you just divide. The only thing you have to worry about is whether your answer is positive or negative. And it's very simple. If the signs are the same, the answer is positive. If the signs are different, the answer is negative. And you can kind of use what we used before, if that will help you to think about it. Remember we said when the signs are the same, you had to add. Well, now when the signs are the same, the answer is positive. And when the signs are different, the answer is negative. Okay, so if these little signs helped you, remember when we did this? If that helped you, it will also help you here. It just means something a little different, right? It means same signs, positive answer, different signs, negative answer. Okay, so let's take a look at what they look like. So 2 times 3 is 6, just like you did in 3rd grade, okay? So similarly, a negative 2 times a negative 3 is also a positive 6, because remember we said that when the signs are the same, the answer was positive. So a negative times a negative is a positive. That's the trickiest one. A negative times a negative is a positive. Say it with me. A negative times a negative equals a positive. One more time. A negative times a negative equals a positive. Good. And when the signs are different, we get a negative number or a negative product. Okay, product is the answer to a multiplication problem. All right, and it doesn't matter which one is negative. If they're different signs, it's a negative answer. Okay, now let's prove this. Let's see why this works. All right, so let's look at the first one. We have 2 times 3. When you were young and you were learning multiplication, I'm sorry, let me clear this off. You learned 2 times 3 as two groups of 3, right? Two groups of 3. So if we use these little chips, we have all these little round chips, right? Some are positive, some are negative. Sorry, I don't know why this keeps coming up here. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can clear this off. Okay, so we have two groups of positive 3. So here's one group of positive 3, and here's the second group of positive 3, right? So we're just going to put them together, and all together we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 positives. So I'm going to leave out the plus sign. So positive 6. So that's pretty simple to visualize because you remember this from when you were little. So now let's think about what this second example would look like. 2 times negative 3. Well, two groups of a negative 3. Right? So we're going to think about it in terms of words. Two groups of negative 3. Here is our one group of negative 3. There's negative 1, negative 1, negative 1. So there's negative 3. And here's our second group of negative 3. And if we put them all together, we have 6 negatives. So we have negative 6. Okay? So remember that multiplication is just repeated addition, right? Two groups of 3. So we have 3 plus 3. So here we have a negative 3 plus a negative 3 gives us a negative 6. Okay? And if we go back and look at the rules, same signs in the first example. We had right here, we had same signs, two positives gave us a positive answer. Different signs gave us a negative answer, right? So if we follow our rules, we can't go wrong. All right, now let's look at this. We know that when the signs are the same, the answer is positive. Okay, so it makes sense that two positives make a positive. But why is a negative times a negative a positive? Okay, I'm telling you to just memorize it. However, I want to show you why. A negative times a negative equals a positive. So let's go back and think of our chips. So if you have a negative 2 times a negative 3, well, think about it. If we have this, I can say two groups of negative 3. But I can't say I have negative 2 groups, right? So what we're going to do is, let me slide this over, and we're going to take the first negative sign and just move it over a little bit, okay? So let's just take the 2 and the negative 3 and put parentheses around it, so it's like a group. And then we'll put this negative on the outside. So notice I didn't change anything. I just grouped them differently. Now we're going to read this. And if you remember, we can read this as the opposite of two groups of negative 3. The opposite of two groups of negative 3. Right? The opposite of two groups of negative 3. So let's look at what that would look like here. Okay, so first, let's see if I can move this. Oops. Sorry, let me move this. Okay, so in the red parentheses, we have, here's our two groups of negative 3. So 1, 2, 3, one group, 1, 2, 3, another group. So two groups of negative 3 right here. That is this part. Now we're going to take the opposite of that. So we're just going to flip them over. Flip, and look what we end up with. This is where we flip them because it says the opposite. And we end up with a positive 6. Okay? Now again, this is not something that you have to do a lot, but so you can visualize it. And we'll do another example that I think will help. Okay. All right, so let's do these with the rules and then we'll prove it, okay? So first, we know that 2 times 3 is 6, and we know that 2 times 6 is 12. So that's the easy part. Now let's look. When the signs are different, it's negative. And when the signs are the same, it's positive. Because remember, a negative times a negative equals a positive. Okay. This is the one that students always get confused on. Because if we were to add these, we would get a -8. Now when we're multiplying, right, it's a little bit different. Right? So let's visualize these. So if we were to use the chips for this, for the first one, we have 3 groups of -2. So let's see. There's our -2. Right? Now we have 3 groups of that. There's 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups. So all together, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 negatives. Okay, I should have written this probably. We have 3 groups of -2. It helps us see it. All right, now let's look at this one. Well, I can't have -2 groups, so I'm going to say I have 2 groups. Let me write it here. 2 groups of -6, right? And then I'm going to take the opposite of that. So I'm really going to separate this here. Okay? So 2 groups of -6, and then this little guy out front is going to tell me to flip. So let's do this first. 2 groups of -6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's -6. Now I need 2 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so here's my 2 groups of -6. Now this little guy is saying do the opposite now, flip them over. So if I flip them all over, they're all going to become positives. And that's what gives me that +12. Okay? So this is why the 2 negatives become a positive, okay? I start with a whole bunch of negatives, and then the second negative tells me to flip them all. Whereas in the first example here, I have negatives, and there's nothing that tells me to flip them. Okay. So if that seems a little complicated and you're having a hard time understanding why, all right, luckily to get the answers right, you just have to remember this simple rule. Same signs, positive answer, different signs, negative answer, and this is just another way to visualize it. A positive times a positive is a positive. A negative times a negative is a positive because the signs are the same. And when the signs are different, a negative times a positive or a positive times a negative, we get negative answers. Okay. If you need to rewatch any of this, please just start over again. And I will see you tomorrow.